Hi, this is Asa, and welcome to my audio experience. Hi, it's Asa. I'm giving you a copy of my best-selling book for free to help you in your health journey today. I'll pay for the book. All you do is just cover the small shipping and handling costs. Go to asarx.com and get your free book today. Lifestyle's the medicine. Your choices matter. So if you're a baby boomer and you're saying, hey, you know what, I don't want to get sick, or hey, I'm starting to take medicine, and what's up with that? I don't want to do that. I watch my parents take medicine. I don't want to take it. All of a sudden you look in the mirror and you're 55 and you're like, what happened? I thought I was 35. Where did 35 go? Here's the key, okay? Cool thing about it is that you're in an age bracket right now where you're good, all right? You can make some pretty strong changes and transitions and do really, really well. If you're 65 and up, you really got to get aggressive with your health. I talked to someone the other day that was 80, spinal stenosis, and had just had a minor stroke. And I told her, I said, you know, it's a tough conversation because it's one of those things where when somebody has really bad habits and then they it's like a wake-up call, right? A stroke or back pain or whatever can be a wake-up call. And what I don't, on this show, what we're really, really big about is we don't want the wake-up call to be the call, right? We don't want the wake-up call to be the thing that snaps you into gear. You don't need to be snapped into gear at 80. You need to be snapped into gear at 50, and then when you're 80, it's amazing, right? You don't hurt, you feel good, you've got great mobility, your mind's clear. Everybody want that? I mean, I want that, right? So if you're in your 50s right now and you're listening, or if you're in your 30s right now and you're listening, or if you're in your 20s right now and you're listening, stay ahead of the game. That's what we want to help you do. On this show, it's all about that. It's about staying ahead of the game and realizing that you have everything you need to live well and to thrive. 888-283-7272. Let's get on the phone with Megan. Hi, Megan.
I smoked from 1969 to 1989. And the way I quit is I bought a carton of cigarettes and a pack of lighters and put them on my refrigerator and said, I choose to quit. That was the only way I could. If I got without them, I wanted them. God bless anybody that chooses to quit.
Love it. It's great. You know, that's the deal. I mean, Megan, that's a great testimony, and just I love putting things in front of you. I love the idea of saying, you know what, here is what I've done for 20 years, and here's what I'm not going to do anymore. I'm going to put this on the refrigerator, right? I'm going to put this on the refrigerator, and I'm going to say no more, like never again. Like I'm not going to do that ever, ever again. Because you know what it stands for, and you know what it does to your health, and you know what it can do to your health. Putting it up there just is creating that stance. It's creating that position of you're not going to take it anymore. And you got too much to live for. You got too many people that love you and need you, and you've had it. So the cool thing about smoking that I love, number one, if you've been smoking for a long time, you got COPD, or if you've got some kind of damage to the lungs, I want to give you some encouragement. There's a new form of medicine that's out. Our lifestyle providers actually use this style treatment, but it's called stem cell therapy. In stem cell therapy, there's embryonic stem cells and mesenchymal stem cells. Embryonic are the ones that President Bush, outlawed and said no more. Science said we're not going to do that because that's where they were thinking about where they can develop people and all. Mesenchymal stem cells is more the restorative version of the stem cells. It's where they can go in and put stem cells in. It can regrow cartilage in a knee, or it can help repair a muscle in a shoulder or a torn rotator cuff. You with me? It can help regenerate nerves. It can help what we call repair and regenerate an area. Well, what we found is with mesenchymal stem cells, they're still doing studies on it, but they have had success. I mean, there's clinics that just do COPD. And that's it. There's clinics that actually just do that. And with the COPD, it's a major deal, right? I mean, that's a death sentence for a lot of people. You get COPD, and it's just like, and it's not if, it's when. But they're actually having recovery ability with COPD and people that have COPD. So that's one option, is stem cells are a viable option for treatment. Again, it's cleared by the FDA. There's not a ton of evidence yet because they haven't had time to do all the studies. But we know it's been going on for 20 years in Europe. We know they got studies, and there's phenomenal results. So something to think about. Here's the other piece. If you don't have COPD and you quit smoking, the good news is that when you quit smoking, the lungs can regenerate, and they will regenerate in about 8 years. So all the damage on the inside of the lungs, all the damaged tissue can regenerate. Now, there's an amino acid that you want to look at utilizing, because this amino acid is known to help regenerate and repair the tissue that's in the lungs, and it's called L-taurine, Taurine. L-taurine. Taurine is phenomenal at doing this. Very, very helpful, and just an absolute powerhouse at helping the body along those lines. So a couple things when you're dealing with COPD that you can look at that can make a tremendous difference in what you're doing. So be encouraged, okay? Tom Brady, who loves Tom Brady, right? Top quarterback. Well, guess what? He promotes a lot of muscle pliability for better health. At 40, Tom Brady shows no signs of slowing down his game. New England Patriots quarterback. Of course, we all saw, hopefully everybody saw the Super Bowl that he, and actually just did an amazing performance. But Brady says performance that he has now at 40 plus is due to his unique fitness and diet routine. It's described in his new book, The TB12 Method, How to Achieve a Lifetime of Sustained Peak Performance. And he was interviewed, of course, been interviewed by everybody, but Nora O'Donnell, CBS Sunday Morning, asked him, and he said, I think it's what we've been educated on. It's about lengthening and softening the muscles. The pliability is what's really kept him physically fit. He said if you can keep the muscles pliable, hopefully, limit the intensity or limit injury altogether. He said that's one of the keys to his longevity. He credits his longevity to a more holistic approach to fitness. He credits a lot of his pliability in helping him prevent injuries to his diet. And so he looked at a couple things. He said his treatments that he started working on in some of the alternative fields with chiropractic care, acupuncture, and then, of course, massage therapy, putting those into play have been very helpful. But it's vital. So here's it in a nutshell, okay, with what he's talking about. If you want longevity and peak performance and high performance, there's a couple things you got to look at. Number one is your nutrition is number one, okay? Everybody thinks to be healthy, you exercise. You exercise, you're going to be healthy. But I'm telling you right now that to have longevity, to be a top athlete, you can take drugs, but they're only going to take you so far. You cannot drug your way out of a good diet, okay? Your eating habits are terrible. Your exercise is mediocre. You're going to have a lifespan, very short lifespan as an athlete. So your nutrition is first. Your recovery ability is second. You got to focus on recovery. What are you doing to recover? Sleep. Are you doing things to recover the muscles, any type of weaknesses? So your recovery ability is number two. And then your training, your exercise is number three. So nutrition first, recovery second, training third. It's in that order. And so if anybody tells you anything else like that, they're trying to sell you something. That's the reality of it. So to get where you need to go, that's the absolute key that you want to look for. So I would focus in on that more than anything. Okay, 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Let's get to the phones and go to Abby. Hi, Abby.
My daughter has been plagued with horrific nightmares for the past 6 months or so. She went through a divorce 3 years ago, went through a lot of stress there, and she has a very stressful job. She is on Zoloft now, but the nightmares are still recurring, and I wondered if you have any suggestions as to what she might do. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. The sleep issues are one of the big things. You've got to look at neurotransmitters. So brain chemistry plays a big role when it comes down to sleep. All right. So sleep, you have to look at one of the big keys with sleep is getting a test done that can check and see what all the different brain chemicals are doing. There's a urine test that can be done to check on things like GABA, acetylcholine, dopamine. And those are important because if those brain chemicals or neurotransmitters are not balanced out, then she's not going to be able to get the sleep that she needs. She's not, regardless of what's going on in her life, those have to be balanced. If you've got one high and one low, or all of them high, or something too low. So the testing is important, right? Our health coach providers can always help you. If you need help with that, just let us know. But sleep's a big deal. I would say it's one of the tops. If you're not sleeping, there's going to be a major issue. Okay, body's not going to work the way it needs to, not going to function the way it needs to. I mean, it's a big deal to sleep well. So I would first and foremost work on that. And again, you can look at different herbs and whatnot to help, but a good sleep routine is another big one too. So the routine can be dimming the lights, cutting off the blue light, okay, so meaning the phone, and not getting any computer or screen time after about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, if she's planning on going to bed by 11, okay? So you want to have a really good routine for her where she has the low lights, because there's the thing called a pineal gland. It's in the brain, and when there's too much light, it stimulates it, and then it doesn't release the amount of melatonin that it needs for the brain to have for it to get sleep. So we call it sleep hygiene, or sleep routine needs to happen. Yeah, and that's one of the big keys, okay? Keep us posted, though. 888-283-7272.
Hi, it's Asa here. Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Do you need a new prescription for your life? I have a special gift for all my listeners. I'm giving away a free copy of my international best-selling book to help you truly live your potential. All you have to do is cover the shipping and handling, and I will give you the book absolutely free. I want to invest in you and your health this year. So get your free copy of my book by visiting myfreehealthbook.com. That's myfreehealthbook.com, and let's get healthy together this year.